International news now.
One final quick update, and that's about the ongoing saga of U.S.-Russia relations. And it took a somewhat bizarre turn here during Trump's visit to Asia. There was
last night as well.
Yeah, and last night too, yes. And there was a potential meeting between Trump and Vladimir Putin on the sidelines of the APEC meetings in Vietnam. But an official meeting did not happen. And this upset Russia and Vladimir Putin because they need these types of photo ops with the United States and Donald Trump to continue the narrative that Vladimir Putin is a major player on the world stage and is still pulling some strings. So they didn't have the official meeting they wanted, but Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin did meet unofficially and briefly. What followed was after that meeting, interesting. So when asked by an American reporter, Trump said he addressed Russian meddling in American elections, and Putin denied the meddling again. And Trump then kind of defended Russia and Putin, which he has done before, and said that it's time to move on because Putin was offended, right? And we need to cooperate with Russia to solve real problems, he says, like North Korea and Syria, because he wants this whole thing to go away, right? That the whole collusion story. Now, where it started to go off course was when Putin was asked by reporters about this. He said that Trump did not bring up Russian meddling at all during their conversations, which put Trump in a pretty awkward position. Either Trump is lying and about bringing up the meddling, or Putin is lying. Either way, this makes Donald Trump's defense of Russia and his call to move on even more difficult to defend. And finally, and this is the last point we'll make, there is late-breaking news. Apparently, Donald Trump Jr. was in contact with WikiLeaks during the campaign, weeks before the end of it. There are secret messages via Twitter that were released. WikiLeaks has a history of working with Russia to disclose private information that has been obtained through Russian hacking. U.S. intelligence services have concluded that WikiLeaks worked with Russia to disseminate stolen emails from the Clinton campaign that were obtained by forces tied by the Russian government. And so this is just one more piece of evidence that members of the Trump campaign had contact with other actors that were tied to Russia and were trying to interfere in the 2016 election. And WikiLeaks and their founder, Julian Assange, had a grind to axe with Hillary Clinton.
A grind to axe?
Well, an axe to grind. I'm trying to get through this. We got to get to
I know, but can I add a couple of things on this?
Course.
So the story last night was broke by The Atlantic. Somebody clearly leaked the email conversation between Trump Jr. and WikiLeaks. And so then Trump Jr. responded by publishing all of the emails and the record of the conversations going back and forth. The other thing that's interesting that's come out today that The Atlantic didn't talk about is, as this coordination, let's careful. As the discussions, the electronic communications between Trump Jr. and WikiLeaks was going on, Vice President Pence was he was asked publicly on a news program, is there coordination between any members of the campaign and WikiLeaks? To which he emphatically said no. While at the same time we now have electronic communications between them. Anyway.
Right. And now he might not have known, but there's all these things coming out that all these other people knew about this stuff too.